All right, I'm going to put this disclaimer before we even start the show. If you are a Real Housewife of Beverly Hills fan, you might not want to watch this show because I'm giving them all the smoke today. I'm Chaya, your host, and as usual, I'm here to break it down. Before we go any further, I want to make sure that you subscribe. So go ahead and subscribe to this video, give it a thumbs up, and share it. Share it, please. Thank you. Please and thank you. I appreciate you so much. Let's get started, shall we? We are on the 12th season of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and it only took about 9 seasons for them to get a pop of color. So I am here to talk about the tomfoolery and the malarkey that is the cast, okay? So on the last episode, Garcelle celebrated her birthday, and she had a lovely event where everybody was dancing and partying, and everybody was having a good time, getting saucy, if you will. And one of the main ones that was getting saucy is the newly single, ready to mingle, Erika Jayne. So Erika Jayne is drunk out of her mind. And you know what? I don't even want to say that she was out of her mind. She was in her mind because they say a drunk man tells no tales. And I believe that with all my heart. Yes, I do. But anyway, so Erika Jayne was sitting on a sofa with Dorit Kemsley. And Dorit was kind of, trying to, I guess, be her designated driver. You know what I mean? Without having to drive her, but basically make sure she, is all right during the night. Now, Garcelle's oldest son, who is very handsome, and you ain't going to hear nothing from me out of that. He is very handsome. But Erika Jayne was throwing herself at the oldest son, Oliver. Oliver, who Garcelle has done some scenes with him and his new family, saying how she's so proud of him because he's overcome so many obstacles, this, that, and the third, right? So bravo to Oliver for overcoming whatever obstacles that were there within his in his life. Now Oliver is in his early 30s, I believe 31, and Erika was throwing herself at him like nobody's business, to the point where Oliver, his little cute self, he was over there blushing. Now Oliver got swag. He got swag. Yes, he does. But that's not really hard for him to do. However, she tells Oliver that she's willing to do a threesome with him and his baby mama. That was strike one, right? And then Garcelle's, her youngest boy, one of the twins, comes over. His name is Jax. He's 14 years old. And he comes over to get flowers from a table. And this heifer tells the 14-year-old, "What are you doing over here? Get the F out of here." And he was shocked. He was like, "I'm just getting the flowers." She was like, "Get the F out." She knew he was a kid. That's number one. She knew he was a kid. And Jax went to tell his mom, rightfully so, what this grown-ass woman did and said to him. And Garcelle, she is so lucky that she has so much years in this Hollywood game that she knows how to play the role. But she came over and she told her that's not acceptable. You don't ever talk to my son like that. And then she said, "Let's go." So she was still kikiing and ha-ha with Dorit, whispering in Dorit's ear and all of this good stuff. That's part one, right? So then after they shoot to different scenes, And there's one scene where Dorit, PK, I don't understand how Dorit has an English accent and she's from Connecticut. But anyway, like Jennifer Aniston said, and just go with it. You know, it's very Madonna. Like, bitch, you grew up in Connecticut. But anyway, so it was PK, Dorit, Kyle, and Mauricio. Who I just found out that Mauricio is a Trump supporter. Where they do that at? You Mexican, my dude. We're gonna talk about that later. So they're in Kyle's home and they're just having some drinks and, you know, talking and chucking it up. And Kyle brings up the fact that, did you hear what Erika said to Garcelle's son? And she laughed at it. She was like, I'm just glad to see that she's breaking down her walls and she's showing her real side. Her real side is being an asshole to young black men, and that's something to laugh at? That is not even a young black man. That's a young black boy. No, but she was she was an asshole to the older black man. The one that has a wife and kids. Calling his wife a baby mama. Who else has an older son in this crew? Would she call, I'm trying to think. She has an older son. Would she call his girl a baby mama? But anyway, so Kyle, Mauricio, and Mauricio says, you know, he found it very kiki, and so did PK. And Dorit was just like, yeah, but I mean, it wasn't my kid, you know, but then again, it wasn't my kid, because, you know, if Eric would have said that to Jaggy, it'd have been a different thing. The only thing that I don't agree with is y'all on social media, Lord have mercy. So because of the fact that Kyle said that it was funny for Erika to say what she said to Garcelle's son, Twitter went in, Twitter and Instagram went in on Kyle's youngest daughter, Portia, who is the same age as Garcelle's son, Jax. Now, there was some mean tweets saying, coming for the poor little Portia. She was just a deer in headlights. She was like, what I do? She was trending on Twitter because of the fact that her mother and father laughed at an incident where Erika literally verbally assaulted this young boy. Say what you want, but you don't come after kids. Erika be the first one to come for somebody's ass if they say she a liar or if they bring up her son or anything like that. Now, because of the fact that she got her 80-year-old man that is a doggone thief and a villain to so many people, you giving her a pass because now she being honest? I'd rather you lie. We don't want that type of honesty, because if it was anybody else, matter of fact, I think if it was Cherie, Will Smith's ex-wife and son's mother, if she would have said something to Trey, and Trey is a grown man now, because if you say something to my 23-year-old, I'm ready to like, what you say? No, say what you said to my son. No, I want to hear what you said. Say it again. No, say it to me. What you said to him, I want you to say to me. It would have been smoke in the city. You understand? Now, Garcelle is supposed to confront her at Sutton's brunch, and Garcelle, she's just very, very classy. Very classy. But see, the thing is, there was another scene with Erika and Crystal. And Erika was just like, oh my God, yeah, I messed up when it came to Garcelle. Now, since she knew she messed up, why didn't she call Garcelle prior to them meeting up at Sutton's brunch? And she was just like, yeah, he's 16 and I shouldn't so and so and so. And Crystal was like, no, he's 14. She was just like, oh, I don't want to have to deal with the Haitian mob. Now, do I think Erika is racist? No. But it's those damn microaggressions and those adultification things that you do to our kids, and you act like they are not children. Jax is a child in every way, shape, or form. He may be cute, he may be taller than most, but he is 14. He isn't even not even allowed to drive yet. And you coming at him sideways when the Remy's in the system? You got a little Remy in your system? Girl, goodbye. That made me, it's expensive to be mad. That made me totally change every thought. And the thing is, I'm not really an avid watcher, but when I have downtime, I like to catch little things. But then when I saw that Portia was trending, and I had to research why she was trending, I was just like, come on, y'all don't, like, going after Portia is not the answer for dealing with Kyle and Mauricio's stupidity, because that's exactly what it was. Now, I know when you're on camera, you can't filter everything that you say, but thinking that that was funny, knowing you have kids and how obsessed you are with your children, yeah, you got to do better. You got to do better. You want to get on the floor and splits at every function and show your hoo-ha to every time, Dick, and Harry. And you going to think that that's funny because, you know what? Maybe it does make sense. Maybe it should be funny to people that have no class. Now, on to the rest of the cast. We talked about Kyle. We talked about Erika Jayne. We talked about Crystal. We talked about Dorit. Let's go to Sutton, Diana, and Lisa Rinna. When I tell you that these women have money and wealth, I know Diana married a tech person and they had a divorce, and she got basically half of that man's money when they divorced. But the level of childishness that literally permeates this group and the way that they handle conflict, they have the conflict resolution skills of this chair. They get upset over the littlest things. They cry over the littlest things because their life is so privileged. You're not used to adversity. So you cry over the littlest thing. Well, that's mean. That's mean. That's not nice. You don't sit y'all simple asses down. My God, these are grown women. It's triggering. It's triggering. No, she's being mean. You shut up. You shut up. No, you shut up. And this is who's representing Beverly Hills. I mean, the first episode when Dorit had the break-in and we saw her vulnerability for the first time. We saw her, no pretenses, just her. That broke my heart because as a mom, I can definitely identify with how she felt. You know what I mean? But the fact that these privileged, like Lisa Rinna and her, you've been pumping your lips since freedom. And now you want to let me shut up. Because y'all gonna think that I'm making everything about race. And you know what? Sometimes if the shoe fit, put those Versace's on and walk through the mud, Lisa. She can't walk through the mud because she don't want to ruin her shoes. Get you some booties. Get you some shoe covers. Like, oh my God, these people are just, ah, they are annoying. Like they're almost Karens. They're like 2 police calls away from being a Karen. All this time, Erika over there talk about how great of a man Augusto Tom Girardi is, knowing that quote unquote he's cheating on you, and he literally doesn't even talk to you. But you on hit, like, dude, when you're on a reality show, your shit come out.
Message.
And you didn't know that, boo-boo? When you was over there talking about it's expensive to be you, and you got your entourage that got to come dress you, like the lavishness and the waste that the Hermes bags, and oh my God, y'all are just, it's sad. Kathy Hilton got more money than all of them, as far as I know. I don't know what Diana's bank account looked like, but Kathy Hilton is like one of the most down earth ones on the show, and she's not even like on the show like that. She has her dinner on a card table. Now, granted, she getting served by a butler and got a chef and stuff, but she sit in the living room on a card table, on a couch that looked like something that was in my grandma's house. To all of you on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills that are so privileged that you don't even think to acknowledge your simpleton ways, do better. And to Garcelle, I pray that Erika gets all the smoke that you can muster up, sweetie. All of it. Like, I want you to give her every ounce of smoke that you have. Because that's why Cherie was my kind of chick. She was just like, to correcting a bitch. Or check a bitch, whatever she said. I was like, yes, honey. So, on to better news. My favorite things to watch. All right, so it is July. So one of the shows that I have loved since the first season, their season finale to the 3rd season just aired, and I was floored. I love the show. I love the writing. I love the characters, and that show is The Boys. Yes, The Boys on Amazon Prime. OMG, you got to love it. I mean, literally, you gotta love it. So, the cast stars Paul Urban, Anthony Starr, who plays the heck out of the Homelander role. The Homelander role is hilarious. It's very dark as well. You have Jack Quaid, who's Dennis Quaid's son. You have Erin Moriarty, who is Starlight. You got Chase Crawford, who's the Deep. You have Karen Fukuhara, who is Kimiko. You have Laz Alonso, who is Mother's Milk. You have Tomer Capone, who's Frenchie. Jesse Usher, who's A-Train. And you have Claudia Dumit, who's Victoria Newman. So those are the main characters of this show. Let's not forget about Giancarlo Esposito, who is my boo thing. Yes, that's my boo thing. But anyway, so this show is based on superheroes, but it has the grit and the satire of any movie. Now, I mean, it does have some gore, and it does touch on a lot of today's issues that are going on in the news, and they kind of put their own spin on it. But The Boys is basically, it's a show about superheroes, and the superheroes aren't who you would think that they are. And it's comical, it's dark. Some of the writing, like the first episode of this season, I was like, what in the heck is going on? But that's exactly what this particular show is about. And I love it. the season has ended, and now I can't wait to see what happens in the next season. It also shows how you have some people that blindly follow leaders regardless of what they do or say, and whether they're right or wrong, they just blindly follow them like a cult. And they're acolytes that are totally under the spell of some of the characters in this show. But I mean, for the most part, there are some things that I was like, but for the most part, the series is a hit to me. And it's number 2 in the US right now. So that means that it's a hit to someone else. So my recommendation is, if you have not started it, you can binge watch these bad boys, because I did when I first started it. Every episode is about an hour. I recommend it. So if you did watch it, or if you liked it, leave a comment and tell me what parts you were like, what? You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of stuff that deals with like some dark stuff, dark, deep, dark. But it's still a good show. It's a good show. Whoever writes it, I think they got a little bit of stuff going on in their head, because I'm just like, geez Louise, you know. But great job to the cast and to the directors. Way to go. So next up on my faves for this season is The Terminal List. Another show on Amazon Prime. My God in heaven. It's just one heaven. When I take the syllable out, you know that it's good. My God, The Terminal List. This is with our boy Chris Pratt from Guardians of the Galaxy, from one of my favorite movies, The Magnificent Seven with Denzel Washington. But this show, The Terminal List, is based on it's inspired by the book of Jack Carr's best-selling novel called The Terminal List. And just to give you a little overview, it's a Navy SEAL commander who Chris Pratt plays. He plays James Reese, who turns to vengeance as he investigates the mysterious forces behind the murder of his entire platoon. Free from the military's command structure, Reese applies the lessons he learned from nearly 2 decades of warfare to hunt down the people responsible. So you have to definitely listen and look for cues, because there's so many moving parts within this series. It is full of action, and Chris Pratt is actually one of the EPs, the executive producers of the show. You know, I always look at who's writing, who's creating, who's directing. Antoine Fuqua is the director. Shout out to Antoine Fuqua. I've always been intrigued by like Navy SEALs and like elite platoons and stuff like that, because of all of the adversity that they have to go through just to even make it to becoming one of the elite forces. But my God, because of the fact that Jack Carr was a consultant on the show, there's so many aspects of it that could and would happen in real life. Chris Pratt plays the heck out of that role, out of the role of Commander James Reese. Like, I really thought at the end of the show that he was a Navy SEAL and that he knew how to do everything that he was doing. You know, it had little peaks and valleys. It had some, there was one little thing that happened in the show, and I'm not going to do any spoiling, because I don't believe in doing that. But there was a particular thing that happened that made me go, I kind of knew it, you know? But that's all I'm going to tell you. But the cast is Chris Pratt, Constance Wu, Taylor Kish, and more. And it's definitely dope. Constance Wu plays a marvelous role as well. Each episode is an hour. And I recommend that you sit down and you watch it with some popcorn. Like I don't have popcorn, but I have seeds right now. Because that's a Flatbush thing. You gotta eat sunflower seeds. But I don't have the shells. I only had the seeds. But you gotta eat sunflower seeds. But if you watch it, or if you have watched it, let me know. Because I definitely want to swap things that we saw, swap comments, because I love the show. I actually started watching it over again from scratch. That's how much I love the show. You know, because I was just like, there's part, I looked at the behind the scenes stuff. Like, that's how much of a stand that I've become to this show. So, Chris Pratt, you're my dude. And I love you. And Constance Wu, you my chick. You did the damn thing in your role as well. So, I mean, kudos to the entire cast. Everybody held their weight. I'm very pleased with that show. So, my two tops is Terminal List and The Boys, both on Amazon Prime. If you have not, I want you to subscribe to the channel and give us a thumbs up and leave some comments. Like I said, I want to know what your thoughts were on these shows. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills can suck it. 7 Ways from Sunday. I can care less. Anyway, but Terminal List and The Boys, you rock in my eyes. And if you have not seen it, go ahead and check it out. I'm your girl Chaya, the Melanin Maven. And as always, I am here to break it